The world is getting increasingly softer. And that's something that's so easy to get sucked into nowadays because everybody's beliefs, everybody's, drive and that dog that's supposed to be within us, it's like being sucked out of us. We're not going to get into the specifics of why that's happening, but this whole video and what I'm about to explain to you guys is about how to like get the hell out of that, how to become somebody who's not sucked into this BS soft lifestyle that like it seems like they want us to live nowadays. And how I became somebody who was soft, I was physically overweight, never hit the gym, never had that dog in me, and like fully trained myself, on my own to become somebody who can go to the gym every day, build an amazing, physique, and really upgrade my life in every way possible. Now, I know that's kind of a long-winded intro, but I'm starting to get some good viewers on this channel, and you guys know me, at this point. If you don't, my name is Tanner Powell, and my passion is building passions for other people to like actually improve their lives, to build the good habits, but not like hate it, not off like discipline and all this BS. But anyways, the world is like a super soft place nowadays. And the reason that I was thinking about this today, the reason I'm making this video today is because of like a situation that I personally had myself just the other day, which made me think of this. And I kind of internalized like how big of an issue it actually is and how much it like fucks up people's lives and they're all like soft like that. But basically, the other day I went out to the bar, right? And you guys know how I feel about, like getting jacked, being in great shape. You gotta have fun with your fucking life too. But you can only afford to do that if you're actually putting in the work. Meaning if I didn't have these big old traps right now, I would not be going to the bar. But I go to the bar because I earn it each and every time I go. But I went there the other day, and one of my boys actually, he kind of mentioned this to me. He doesn't go out as often as I do. I don't go out all the time, but he really rarely ever goes out. And he's kind of a funny dude, but he's not soft. And he actually had a point with this. He looked at me, we're in a kind of a crowded area, and he says, dude, every time like some dude accidentally bumps into me or does some shit like that, they say, sorry, bro, like so fast. Like they get a high-pitched voice and it's almost like they're like scared and they have like so much fear built up inside of them that they're like, it's just like a weird thing. Like, yeah, manners are cool. And like, obviously if you do something wrong as a man, you need to own up to that, but like, don't be a pussy about it. And he was kind of just mentioning how like people nowadays kind of just walk around with this fear, this intrinsic thing within their souls, within themselves. That's like just not conducive to being a high-level man, not conducive to slamming a workout every single day and being so in love with life and improving yourself. And it's actually quite the opposite. And I looked at him and I said, like, yeah, bro, like, I understand. And I kind of, like, that shit happens a lot. And the thing that I internalized instantly was like, damn, that used to be me. I used to kind of have that within me, and sometimes I'll even slip up and catch myself having that same sort of habit. And that is so detrimental to making progress in life. The way you have to carry yourself in life in general in order to grow physically, mentally, especially if you want to get jacked, especially if you want to be in the gym, is like you have to not like give a fuck in a way. Like you have to be able to do shit and not care how other people feel. When you're so jumpy to cowering over to like smalling your, bending over and making your posture smaller, you're lacking that confidence that like you belong where you're supposed to be. When you walk into a room or when you walk into the gym, you should act like God himself sent you into that room. I'm not saying be cocky and be a dickhead, but walk around with your shoulders back, with a smile on your face, happy to be there, like you're there for a purpose. Because when you do these things in life that aren't according to how you feel, and they're not according to getting you farther in life, this is an old Marcus Aurelius Stoicism principle. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you're gonna learn. But you have to do things that are according to your soul. If you feel intrinsically as a man like you need to improve, and real men always feel that way, then that's what you got to do. You have no other choice. And if you do anything that's other than that, if you have these habits that are sucking you back into being an older version of yourself and not growing, you are gonna feel like a bitch. That's where the world, this softness is all coming from. It's coming from the comfort. But how can you get yourself out of that? How can you actually become the type of man that you want to become? You know, if you look at yourself 5 years down the line, you need to be the version of you now that's gonna be like, oh my gosh, thank you for having this habit. Thank you for acting like an actual man, because now I'm reaping the benefits. You understand? When you have a family someday, right, they're gonna be in a much better situation if you can walk into a room and be fucking confident that you're in there, and you can go to the gym every single day, so you're not actually some fat ass with man titties that can't even keep up with your 3-year-old kid that wants to play in the backyard. You see what I'm saying? But where does that come from and how do you get it? It's very, very simple, and this is what I've been reflecting on. Discipline is something that's overused in the fitness space. You know, people say discipline over motivation, or you gotta be disciplined, like this David Goggins type of deal. And I admire David Goggins, but guess what? I'm not fucking David Goggins, and neither are you. There's something wrong with that guy up here that we don't have. God bless him. But you understand what I'm saying if you can actually extrapolate the logic. If you're going in the comments and hating, being like, yo, yeah, bro, like, you just gotta be disciplined. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. You've never lived it. And most of these fitness coaches have never actually lived it. But the key to actually improving yourself in this area in the first place is through a few different things that I'm gonna break down right now. First of all, you have to have the utmost belief in yourself. The belief, like I referenced earlier, like when you walk into a room, the belief that God put you in that room for a reason, and walk around with the supreme confidence like that's the case. I'm talking confident body language, good, movement, talking to people that are looking at you, not being afraid to meet new people, make new relationships. That's not only gonna help you in the gym, that's gonna help you find a girlfriend, that's gonna help you, it's gonna help you in every aspect of life. But that all stems from the belief. If you believe that you're some soy boy little bitch because your habits all day are like, oh, you wake up and you eat Frosted Flakes and you get out of bed at noon and you beat your dick and you're addicted to porn, like, yeah, you're gonna feel like a little bitch and you're not gonna have that confidence because it's not just gonna come out of thin air. You have to earn it. There are no shortcuts in this life. Okay, that's the first part, but what else do you need to do? Those beliefs are such an important stepping stone. You cannot skip over that, right? That better be written down in the notes or in your notes app or something, because that is the most important part. But what stems from your beliefs is drive, right? You have that dog inside of you. Once you believe that it's there, you understand what I'm saying? Once you believe the cage is gone, the dog can roam free. Let that sink the fuck in, man. It might sound corny, but it's actually some real shit. Once you believe your cage is gone, that the world is putting you in, the dog can roam free. And you can do whatever you want. You can live life on creative mode instead of survival. And you can do and build whatever you want, because that is your imperative as a masculine man to do so. Get fucking jacked. Have fucking bicep veins that pop out when you're not even flexing. Have the cool, that's when you get it, right? I made a video the other day. A lot of you guys probably saw it. If you didn't, I'll explain it very quickly. It's about rest days and how I think rest days are a scam. Now, you guys know I exaggerated my hooks to get, a little bit more engagement. We all do that, but it's still something I believe. I go to the gym 6 days a week, and if you're going 3 or 4 days a week, that's bitch shit. That's hoe shit. And you guys know that, right? Because there's always something to train. There's always something your body is recovered enough to do. But all that was in my comments are all these excuses about central nervous system fatigue. Or talking about, mental fatigue. I don't feel like it that many days out of the week. That's too much. It's not too much. That's cope. And that's how soft the world has become, because nobody has the belief in their soul that they're improving every single day. You know who did have the belief, and you know who is a proven example of this, is Kobe Bean Bryant himself. Most of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, he would work out 3, 4, 5 times a day. A day. He'd be the first person in the gym. He'd be the last person to leave. You ever think he thought to himself, wow, I wonder if my central nervous system is fatiguing at the rate that's going to be detrimental to my progress? Holy shit! Shut up. He would slap somebody just for thinking that. You understand? why I get so passionate about this and why my guys actually make real fucking progress? Because you have these beliefs in your mind that need to be shattered. They need to be completely eliminated because the world wants you to believe that you have to play by their rule book. Okay? The world wants you to believe that there's a certain set of rules that you have to follow. There's not. Newsflash, there isn't. There never was and there never will be. And if you follow those rules, you're going to end up in the same game as everybody else. If you follow those rules, your dog is going to be forever trapped inside the cage the world wants it to be in. And nobody else here on this platform will get that real with you because nobody else has lived it like I have. Nobody else has literally sat in a fucking basement for years hating every workout they did, hours a day, to build up that mental strength in their head and take notes on how it felt in the process the entire time to extrapolate the knowledge to eventually be able to explain it to you guys, which is what I do now. Nobody will get people in shape better than me. And it might sound like I have a chip on my shoulder, but I do. I do have a chip on my shoulder because I did it the hard way. No trainer, no older brother to teach me this and teach me that. Did it myself. And I'm damn proud of myself for doing it. And I'm thankful that God made me do it that way so I can better teach you guys. I've never taken any exogenous, unnatural thing in my life. I take creatine and vitamin D and magnesium. There is no magic BS anything that, you know, these fitness coaches, I'm going to get you shredded in 6 months through 3 steps with no or all your money back, and I'll suck your dick if it never happens. Like all these bullshit offers that people buy. If you want to level up your physique, if it's time for you to actually take control in your life, you need to send me a DM right now. Right now. Because at the very least, let's say you never buy anything from me. I have all the best free shit on YouTube that comes straight from my heart every single day if you know how to internalize it. And that's why my channel's blowing up. That's why I'm at almost 3,000 subscribers. That's why most of the people who watch my videos subscribe to me. Go check the analytics for yourself. And if you want to break free from the soft BS, rest day, cheat meal, easy way out, magic pill, BS. I'm 20 years old and I've been broken free for years. For years. I could teach you how to do it, no fucking problem. If you don't believe me, go watch my other stuff for free. And I guarantee you'll believe me after a couple more videos. Or after you see the way I live my life each and every fucking day. And do whatever the fuck I want and live on creative mode each and every fucking day. I'm this passionate because I love you guys. From the bottom of my heart, I love you guys. And I want you guys to succeed. That is my calling on this earth. If you've enjoyed this video or if you have gained any value, at least do me the favor of subscribing. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments. I answer them all. And if you really want to talk, DM me on Instagram. Follow me there to see how I live my life, just so you know I'm not some other BS coach guru, which you already know I'm not because you could tell from the energy of my heart. From my heart to you guys in this video. I love you guys. Get to work, apply this knowledge, or it is useless. God bless, and peace out.